Right, how are you guys? Again, this is Mega Productions. I'm going to explain time zones. I'm going to explain time zones and how these calculations are done. So I'm going to explain time zones, and then we need to understand how you calculate time zones. So first of all, we need to understand where this concept is coming from. So if you check here, you're having a global map, that is the map of the world. And on this map of the world, you are having lines that are running through. So you can see here, you are having 0 degrees. And then from there, you are having 30 degrees, you are having 60 degrees. In between, you are having 15 degrees, you are having 45 there, going on 75 and 90. And if you really look at these, you will find out that on each and every line here, you are having +1, +2, +3, going on like that, up to +11. Then from there, you are having -1, -2, -3, going on up to -11. So I am going to explain where these things are coming from and how are they linked to the times. Okay, so on the 0 line, or we call it the Greenwich meridian, the Greenwich meridian. So if you are on the Greenwich meridian, here, or the 0-degree line of longitude, the time that is on this line, we refer it to as GMT, which is Greenwich Mean Time. The reason why we call it Greenwich Mean Time is because this line passes exactly through Greenwich, London. So this is where that big clock is, the Big Ben clock. So the time that will be there is called Greenwich Mean Time. So now, let's say for example, if on this line the time is going to be 0000, on the line written +1, which represents GMT +1, it will be 0100, because it is 1 hour ahead of GMT. Now, so it means from the 0 line going to your right side, the time is ahead of GMT. And from that 0-degree line going backwards, the time is behind. Is behind what? GMT. That's why here you're having +1, +2, +3, +4, meaning that that time is ahead of GMT by 1 hour, by 2 hours, by 3 hours, going on like that. Then from there, you are also having from 0 going to your left side, you are having -1, -2, meaning that the time, for example, on -7, it is 7 hours behind the time on GMT. Now, I want us to be very, very careful. When you are calculating the times on time zones, you have to be sure which one is the destination. So I'm going to give you simple examples. So you're supposed to know the destination, and you're also supposed to know the departing point. Now, these are very, very important. Why are they important? Let's say, for example, you are coming from South Africa. In South Africa, if you look at the map, South Africa is here and is on GMT +2. Now, why is it on GMT +2? Because it is from 0, you are having +1 and +2. So the time in South Africa is GMT +2. So our South African standard time is on GMT +2. So let's say, for example, you are departing from South Africa, and in South Africa at that time, it is going to be 0200. And remember, every time when you are dealing with the time zones, we use a 24-hour clock. We use a 24-hour clock. So this means that it is 2 o'clock in the morning. Now remember, this 2 o'clock is actually GMT plus 2 hours. So our GMT plus 2 hours is 0200 hours. Now, so what does it mean? It means now from 0 degree, 15 degree, 30 degree, your South Africa is here, and here is on +1, here is +2, and here is 0. So now, if you want to find time that is, for example, a London time, the London time is going to be 2 hours behind the South African time. So you are going to have London is going to be 0200 hours minus 2 hours, which is going to be 0000. So that is it on that one. And now we are going to do calculations that involve traveling time. So from that time, we are going to now look at where are we come from, the departing point. We must have a place where you are departing. You are going to have also a place where you are what? Where you are going, your destination. And you must first know the difference in time. You must know the time difference between the 2 points. So from there, we are going to go forward, and then we are going to look into how do you calculate the time for traveling and times for arrival of different destinations. Right, so now let's look for 2 places. Let's look for 2 places. So let's say a person is flying from South Africa. You're flying from South Africa, and you are flying going to China. Now, South Africa is on +2, and China, Beijing there is on +8. Okay? So, let's understand this thing. South Africa is on +2, and Beijing is on +8, and you are going to Beijing. Now, let's say, for example, you leave South Africa at 0800, meaning that is in the morning, and you want to go to Beijing. And Beijing, remember, this is on GMT +8, and South Africa is on GMT +2. So the first thing that you need to do, you need to find the difference. The difference in time between the 2 places. So how do you get the difference in time? Remember, you are coming from South Africa to Beijing. So you are going to say Beijing is on +8 minus South Africa is on +2. So you are going to say the destination minus the departing point. And do not forget to put the sign of both. So now if you put this, it is going to be 8 minus 2 in the calculator. That will be equals to +6 hours. So this means the time in China is 6 hours ahead of the time in South Africa. So the time in China is 6 hours ahead of the time in what? In South Africa. So now, we now have to understand that, okay, when the time this person leaves South Africa, when the time the person leaves South Africa when it was 0800, in China, in Beijing, it was 0800 plus 6 hours. So at that time, it was 1400 hours when the person left South Africa. So now, if a person have traveled from South Africa to Beijing, and this takes, let me say for example, and this takes maybe 14 hours. The flight is 14 hours. So there are 2 ways of doing it. There are 2 ways of doing it. You can say 0800 plus the traveling time, which is 14 hours, you go on your time zone. You go on your time zone table. You go to 80800 plus how many hours? Plus 14. Then it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So now, if you add that, you are going to get 2200. So when the person arrives in China, after the 14 hours, it is 2200 in South Africa. Then you will now